Want to run Python data science or even deep learning without installing anything? And with free GPU or GPU? In next few minutes, I'll show you the fastest way to start. Google Colab. Hello learners, welcome to your learning hub, the Learning Loop. If you are watching us for the first time, thank you for joining. I am Swati Sharma and this is the 5th video of my beginner friendly Python course series. And if you haven't checked out my first 4 videos, I'll highly recommend you to go back and check the first 4 videos so that you are all caught up. Today, we are kicking off with Google Colab, the quickest way to start coding Python for data science and AI right in your browser. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Google Colab, short for Collaboratory, is a free cloud-based Jupyter notebook. No installs, no setup headaches. You write Python directly in your browser and Google servers do the heavy lifting. Let's quickly dive into demo for Google Colab. I will introduce the interface to you guys and you will see how it is easy to use. All you have to do is go to the web browser of your choice, that is Google Chrome, Mozilla or Edge. You can choose any web browser of your choice or Safari if you're on MacBook, and write Google Colab and just click on the very first option that's showing you. And the first thing I would suggest is go ahead and sign in. So I successfully signed into my Google Colab. I used my Gmail account, any existing Gmail account that you have, you can use that and log into your Google Colab. Once you log in, it will give you this window and we need to choose new notebook here to open up a new notebook or Jupyter notebook to start coding. Right, as you can see, the interface is very similar to what we have in Jupyter Notebook, or it's like a cloud-based Jupyter Notebook. And I have covered Jupyter Notebook in my last video. I went through the whole interface, how it looks, what different options do. And if you haven't checked out my previous video, I'll highly recommend you to go back and check my 4th video in Beginner Friendly Python course series, which talks about installation of Python with Anaconda, where I have covered 2 IDEs, Spider and Jupyter. And this interface of Google Colab is exactly similar to what we have in Jupyter Notebook. As we did in the Jupyter Notebook, I'm just going to go to the cell and write print and then do the command hello. As you can see, this shows what resources has been allocated and it says connect. So either you can connect it manually and then run the command, or as soon as you open up a notebook and run this command, hit run, it is automatically going to start allocating the resources for this particular notebook. It will start checking for the free resources. Whatever resources are available, it will allocate that to this particular notebook, and you can see it got connected and we have a output here. Let's check this particular box. As you can see, that the RAM, the disk, how much disk has been used, you can see each and everything. And as you have just seen that I just logged into Google Colab using my Gmail account, and I do not need to do any kind of installation. I do not install anything on my laptop, and I was able to start using Google Colab and start writing my code directly in this browser, which means you do not need to go and install any kind of application on your laptop. You can just log in from anywhere and start using the Python code. If you have any saved notebooks, let's say you are writing some code and Now you're using some other laptop or other machine, you can just log in from anywhere and start writing your code. You don't need your PC, particularly with the software install. You just need to log in using internet, sign in. Voila, you have your notebook, you have your Google Colab there, and you can start using it. One other reason why this is so popular is because when you are running the code, as you saw when I just hit run, it allocated the resources here. And when you're running a code on Google Colab, it is not using your computer's resources. It is actually using the resources that got allocated from the Google server, which is okay even if we use our PC's resources if we're running basic Python codes. But it comes really handy when we are trying to train our models or train our data set on the machine learning and AI models. If you do not have a proper hardware accelerator, if you do not have a proper hardware accelerator on your PC, or you have a good heavy machinery laptop, your code might take like maybe days to train that particular code. Now, because we have the resources allocated on Google server, Google gives us the option or different hardware accelerator options to choose from, and which can come very handy when we are going for AI and data science training. To show you guys those options, you need to go to this drop down, click on runtime type, and you can see the different types of hardware accelerators that you can use. There are 3 types: CPU, TPU, and GPU. CPU, that is Central Processing Unit, is selected by default and is free to use. So anytime you sign in as a new user, that's the default option that would be selected for you. And if you want to change it, you can come to this option. You can change it to any option you want. Some of the options you can see are grayed out are actually available in the paid version. You need to pay for some units, and the other options will also be available. But you have something called as D4 GPU and V28 TPU with few units that are allocated for your account to be used, few hundred units or something for GPU and TPU that you can use. And to go over what is CPU, TPU, and GPU. CPU, Central Processing Unit, this is the default option, and it is completely free and selected automatically for every account. For now, since we are learning just the basics of Python, you can actually use Central Processing Unit as CPU, and that's more than enough. The next option is GPU, which is called as Graphics Processing Unit. If you're working with large data sets or training machine learning and AI models, GPUs are your best friends. They can speed up your code by 10 to 50 times. For example, something that takes 6 hours on CPU might only take 15 minutes on a GPU. The next one we have is the TPU, that is Tensor Processing Unit. TPUs are very similar to GPUs, but are specifically optimized for Google's own or Google's proprietary TensorFlow library. So to sum up, if you are writing basic Python code, use CPU. For larger machine learning projects, switch to GPU. And if you're working with TensorFlow models, TPU is the way to go. One more reason Google Colab is so popular is that you can actually share this notebook with anyone you want. And for example, if you are working with a larger team and there are one or two or five people working on the same code, you can just click on this share option and actually I've chosen anyone with the link, and you can also choose if they can view the code, they can edit the code or comment the code, depending on how you would like to give the privileges to the people with whom you are actually sharing this particular notebook. So I will also be making use of the Google Colab, and I'll share the links for all the coding we have done in our practice sessions for our future videos, so that you can go ahead and refer to this code whenever you would like. So we have seen how easy it is to use Google Colab. I didn't install anything, and I'm not even using my laptop's resources, and I'm training the large data sets without exhausting the resources of a machine. And that's why Google Colab is so famous and so popular. Before we wrap up, I would like to quickly go over what I would be covering in my next upcoming 3 videos. In the very next video, we will answer a big question: is Python a compiler or interpreter? And what really happens in the backend when you run your code? After that, we will start working with basics. We will talk about variables, what they are, and how to use them in Python. And then we will begin exploring Python's data types, starting with numeric data types in my 3rd video. That's it for today, guys. And if you like my content, please like, share, and follow. I'll see you guys in next video. Till then, happy coding.